All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for March Comes In Like a Lion, Season 1, Episode 19. Okay.
All right.
So we've got a lot of good stuff with the Kawamoto's last episode.
Yes.
Them kind of understanding a little bit more of, where Kyoko fits into Rei's situation in life and things like that.
The good and the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got an update. The Kawamotos do know that Rei's family died.
Yes. Based on back in episode 1 or 2,
right? Way early on,
the grandpa asked Rei where his parents were buried, and by extension, the rest of them know that he's lost his family.
Yeah,
they might not know every single little detail, but
that,
they know that he is. But they know
is,
that he is an
covered.
Orphan, and that he was taken in at least by someone,
right?
And
he's not living with those people.
Not living with them anymore. No,
right.
And Akari now has a little bit of a. Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I do like though that Momo and in some ways Hina are not as like focused on the traumatic aspects of Rei's past. At the very least with Momo, she's still Rei Dan ganbatte. Because never change Momo. Yeah, just keep smiling.
Yeah, they are still young enough, I would say, be free of that kind of subconscious insight that you'd have if you were, closer to Akari's age, and you can see these kinds of patterns start to connect together, and you go,
right.
Oh, okay.
Well, at the same time, they've also dealt with something very, very similar. So,
in losing their family as well. So, I'm looking forward to more stuff with these characters interacting with Rei, but I'm also really looking forward to some more development with the whole Shimada club and workshop and things like that.
We got all those references last episode.
Those were pretty hilarious. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Yashida just gives that kind of that look of I could be a villain, but no, I'm the most wholesome goober character in the show other than this guy, really.
Right. But still, why is Shigeta in there? Or not Shigeta.
You're talking about the chemist guy?
Yeah.
Watch, he's gonna be this main character in season 2. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yes.
And here's the part where our hearts get ripped out.
Oh, okay. Passing the night. Shimada?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, it's his hometown that he talks about.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, after those things run out. Aww.
So is he wanting to do well in shogi so that way his town becomes famous and then other kids don't have to have that same experience because more people live there?
I don't know. Wow. Jeez. He doesn't look happy though. Like he looks more kind of like, you know, kind of
really
like
serious.
Serious, yeah. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Dang. So this is really important to him to the point of where he basically like lost his childhood
in order to
do the thing that would actually provide him some form of, you know, I don't know, purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. But at what point did he move, you know?
That's a shot.
That is awesome, yeah. Dang.
Yep.
Oh, what the heck? That's so wholesome. Oh.
Wow. Oof.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's a...
No parallels there.
Yeah, totally. No. Hey. Like the stuff he picked. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not Mr. Coda.
Oh, yeah.
And he just avoids the question.
Yep. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good. You're smart, Shimada. You're smart. You're smart.
Oh, boy.
Good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That looks good.
Whoa. You see the parallels between the Kawamotos and Rei, and then Rei and Shimada?
Uh-huh. Yep. Wow.
Habit. my god!
Just constantly on his mind.
Oh my god, this guy's becoming an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you need to rest. Yeah, seriously.
And he goes right into just setting up a game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Dang.
Okay.
Yikes. Hmm. Fragile.
Sure.
Right. Huh. Not a hare, but a bird, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool comparison.
But not the bird, it just glides.
Yep. I mean, all of that is a matter of your perspective from looking up to him. In that ways, I think you're more right, Jacob, that it would be interesting to find out that he's actually just gliding.
Although his gliding might be sprinting to other people.
Exactly, right. Well, it's more effortless.
Right.
Hmm. So what's the diagnosis then?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of autoimmune thing? Yeah, it has to be something with like a, you know, his digestive tract or something having some kind of like.
Could it be that his condition is similar to Nikaido's, and maybe that's why they are so familiar with each other?
Possibly.
Like maybe they met at the hospital and played shogi.
But sure, but I could see them meeting at the hospital, but I don't think their conditions are the same. Okay. I think Nikaido's is something where he's genuinely in
like
physical danger. Yeah, like. But Shimada's, he's had it since he was a child, and he's still alive right now.
Sure.
So
it's more like the shogi's killing him.
Okay. So he feels he owes it to them.
Mm-hmm. The whole
But,
city or town.
well, yeah, it's not many people. It's more just those old guys there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Kyoto. So we're going to the capital. Kiriyama's favorite tea. Hmm. Right. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, maybe.
But if this is what he really wants, then...
This guitar background is just it's amazing.
Well, it makes me think of like almost like a Western or something when it's talking about someone that's like gonna die.
Or yeah, like someone who's basically gone on the long road.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Basically the arduous journey with no end in sight.
Exactly.
You know?
Riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, a bittersweet ending, not necessarily a death, you know.
Right.
Right. Huh? This guy's energy is so weird. I love it.
This is a nice hotel, though.
It is, yeah. The room is like the size of their shogi hall, you know, from back. Or at least a shogi hall contestant room. Doesn't it kind of look like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray has a lot of mothers in his life who are
yep.
teaching him the ways.
Yeah. He has been well taught in how to be doting.
Yes. Oh, good point. Why she's gonna bump into Soya.
Probably.
Ah!
Oh, even better.
Ginkakuji.
That fits with the whole, like, thin, elegant bird.
Right. Oh. Bye.
These backgrounds are gorgeous.
Right.
Yes.
Of course they
definitely
would.
do that. Definitely do that.
Oh, nice. When I tried to get into chess, I was given an openings book, you know, chess openings. I would read that all the time. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
We need to get this guy some liquid food, you know?
Yeah.
jeez. Oh, living for others rather than yourself. I don't know, buddy. Wow. Jeez.
Man. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow, what a good guy.
That's awesome.
That's great. Awesome. So yeah. Oh my god. These cheapified humor modes. It really does piss me off. Oh shoot. Oh, your own room.
Okay.
Jenna. Oh my god. That was a joke. That was a joke thing, yeah. Oh, some luxurious me time.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at the kitty.
The kitty, yes.
Moshi moshi. Oh, oh. I don't know, but I think it's someone actually caring for the cat. Yes.
Wow.
He feels dejected that the cat is bonding more with the babysitter, essentially, more than... Everyone is so ridiculous. Oh, man.
Okay.
All right. Sente. I recognize that word. Oh. Because these matches can go on for hours and hours and hours.
Yep. All right.
Yep. Kyoto Part 2. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Da 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 da. It is interesting how Hayashida basically was, telling him a while back about how you need to, basically offer to help others so that...
Or ask others for help?
Well, no, wasn't he talking about basically being someone that would actually offer to help, so that...
Well, no, he was saying that you need to... If you don't depend on others, they won't depend on you.
Right. Yes, okay. Mm-hmm. I interpreted that to then mean, like, he's basically got to, be willing to receive so that he can give and stuff like that. But yeah, so he's doing that here.
Oh, right, yeah, because this is the second part of that, because the...
Yeah.
Right, yep, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right. Because the training club is the first part, and now this is the second part.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, that was a very gut-wrenching episode. The thing of him having this condition that's not really curable, it's just kind of, you have to constantly treat it.
Right.
I really see that as being a fun little parallel. Well, not really a fun, but just kind of a curious choice of I would say crippling pain that Ray kind of carries along with him similarly.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Ray was, willing to join the workshop before, and now he's here basically
able to help Shimada
Shimada, because in a lot of ways Shimada is mature enough to rely on others.
Right.
He's willing to actually be like, "Oh, you're wanting to come with me to Kyoto? All right, sure." Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't go, "No, I don't want to impose on you with some kind of false humility." No, he's just like, "Oh, you're offering to help? Absolutely. Thank you."
Right.
And now that Ray's here, we're seeing a lot of the things that the Kawamotos have, passed on to him, just kind of coming out naturally.
That's right. That made me really want to have some noodles. Like, like what is it with food and anime? Like,
well, I mean that, yeah.
Like,
of course it does. Of course it does.
That looked good. That looked really good.
Yeah. And it was rather simple. I love that it was basically just egg udon noodles and some broth. So
yeah. The episode, it was really cool that we got so much Shimada focus, both with his backstory, which was gut-wrenching, and then also showing how, like, more of how he is now in present time.
Right.
Yeah, because, like, everything before, I feel like with the whole thing of him losing hair and stuff like that, it was, like, a nice bit of flavor that they added to his character, but I didn't really take it as seriously until now.
Sure.
Like this episode was really where it's like, okay, this is a legit thing.
Because they made a lot of jokes about it.
Right.
In the past,
yeah. And because it was very much jokes, like there were the serious elements too, but it was something where it's like, oh, okay, he's a bit on like the old man side where it's like, I've been doing this so long, whereas now we get to see that, no, he has been doing this a long time, and he's been absolutely pouring his heart and soul into this just to get to where he is here.
Right.
And now, the gig's not up, right? No. He needs to keep going.
Yeah. It's something with Shimada that we can kind of call back to those times when Ray felt like he was swimming against the current, and he was trying to fight his way to the next island so that he could actually breathe and take a rest. Shimada is basically on the other kind of endless journey, where his is something where he's essentially achieved the success of being the greatest shogi player from not only his town, but one of the great shogi players of this region in the country.
Like, he's the one that gets to challenge Soya.
That's
impressive.
A huge deal. So, when we think about, like, okay, like, if you were to go all the way, he still sees it as a never-ending journey, because I think in some ways he sees this whole match against Soya as something where he can't win, for one. He's got a little bit of a defeated mentality. Not really, but it's there. It's there in the way he refers to Soya. It's respect, obviously.
Because he knows how good Soya is.
Right, but he still makes the point about saying how much of it is an effort that he has to make. But one of the things that kind of is a problem here with this is that every action he takes, by his own words, is not for him, it's for others. And one of the things that I would say is an issue with Ray specifically throughout this story is that he doesn't do anything for himself. He kind of just wastes away, or he has wasted away in his apartment, not really taking care of himself. Shimada is an older version of that in a lot of ways, with some very stark differences, of course. But like, wouldn't you say Shimada's main thing that he's, you know, missing out on here is that he doesn't seem to be, you know, going after this for himself as much as he should.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, on the one hand, I feel like he's totally going for it himself, because otherwise I don't...
For himself is what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise I don't think he would be able to have come as far as he did.
Well,
right?
that's like, the past, though.
Sure.
I feel like right now it's more of a thing of where he's...
Now, now it feels like he's... his tether to this world is fading. Like the whole thing of him constantly... Right. But the whole thing with, like, him constantly losing hair and things like that, and just sort of being almost like he's a dead man walking.
He's
just
wasting away.
Yeah, he's wasting away.
Right.
But it feels to me like it's very much an active wasting away rather than a passive wasting away, which is maybe the big difference between him and Ray.
Definitely.
And that's part of what Ray sees that is so attractive to him, is that this guy is actively doing stuff with his life, and even if it definitely takes its toll, he's living a life of purpose.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Right.
And he understands that in a lot of ways this is something that's just kind of an inevitability of him choosing this lifestyle, and he doesn't look on it as wasted. Like, I think he sees all this as meaningful. Like you were saying, he has purpose. I would just say that if he wanted to live a long life with this purpose, he needs to start actually living for himself. And one of the things that I've noticed in stories and in real life is that when people start doing purpose-driven, crazy lifestyles, like they start going for a specific thing with purpose, very rarely do they balance well living for themselves and for their purpose, aka non-them. Basically, things that aren't them.
Right, because it's probably something where in their minds it's conflated between the two, where going after the thing with purpose is also living for themselves, because that's what they've decided is so valuable that that's the only thing they really want.
But then you notice these specific other things start to crop up where their physical health starts to just go crazy.
Right.
I've met a couple people in different kind of, I would say sports is kind of the hodgepodge term for it.
Okay.
But basically competitive arenas where they go really hard for their one thing that they're good at. But the thing is that there's this one other opposite area that just suffers horribly.
Sure.
Like absolute awfully. Like some of them it's like their social ability.
Right.
Like it gets to the point where they can't talk to other people. Like they just can't. They're living and breathing in their own world of, say, like shogi, for instance.
And people don't really fit in there.
They don't. And then basically they just end up alone and really just out of it. Or you get the people where the athletes, and they train their physical bodies and hone everything to perfection and stuff like that, but they're so injury prone by the fact that they are constantly pushing themselves that they injure themselves at age 29 and irreparably mess up their bodies to the point to where, like, they're basically never able to do any physically strenuous tasks in their 40s or anything like that.
Right.
Like there's some weird, amazing things that human beings can do when we focus on a specific thing and we sacrifice all others for it. But I feel like Shimada has that little bit of balance. He has just enough balance to where he's able to make it this far. Like, he survived the third den.
Exactly. Yeah.
Den of what did he call them? Cutthroats or
pack of
wolves? Den of wolves.
Yeah. And he's made that was the thing that really got me about this, was how it wasn't just that he was dedicating himself to shogi,
right?
But he was doing all the other things in addition to dedicating himself to shogi.
Yes,
that needed
the hard
to be done
work,
just for him to be able to pay his way, basically. Make the bus trips and all that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
My mind blanked.
Okay, that's okay. So one of the things that with Shimada that I really want to see evolve from his character, given that I know we're going to get a second season with this, is I don't want them to go into any kind of dramatic thing like Harunobu Nikaido, or Nikaido Harunobu, whatever, Harunobu. Basically anything where his physical health is something that's actually going to kill him, but something where his physical health is something that will make him have to reevaluate the willingness he has to listen to the advice of others who are trying to basically say, hey, you need to balance out this area.
Okay.
And just, eat better, take better care of yourself, because you can have both. And I think that based on the way he lived his life growing up, there were a couple things that he sacrificed that make a lot of sense here. One, he sacrificed, I would say, a normal childhood because he was already in a weird, normal childhood by living in that very, very small town with a bunch of elderly people. He focused entirely on shogi because he saw no end in it. And I love how that was basically the attractive thing about shogi.
He could keep himself entertained
without
in perpetuity.
end. Yeah, and when I think back when I was younger, there were a lot of activities like books, video games, and things like that that had that kind of like
hamster wheel kind of thing.
Yeah, because it was like, there's no end to this. But every once in a while, you'd hit that roadblock and be like, oh, there actually is an end to it. So then you jump onto another one of the same thing, but you realize that the pattern's not really holding. So when I found Ultimate Frisbee, it was this thing to where I knew I would never be the best at it. I would never be the best at it.
Gotcha.
But I could get really dang good at it if I actually put myself into it. So I would make every effort to get to these games and stuff. So him sacrificing, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, working hard just to be able to pay his bus fare to get to Tokyo or to get to the big city to go to these matches and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing, because sacrifice basically is the equivalent of the display of his value for shogi. Right. The level of your sacrifice basically is the revealing of how much you value the thing that you're sacrificing.
So I have an idea of how this season's going to end, at least for Shimada.
Okay.
Because when I think about it, the second season is half the length.
It is?
Yeah. It's one cour. It's one cour.
Okay.
So I get the feeling that Shimada is basically going to die here, not in a literal sense, but that it's going to be that basically he's going to get defeated, and whether he, because that's going to happen. Now, whether or not they're going to go for the more positive angle of he's able to get one win in against Soya or whatever, or the 2 wins I think that he needs in order to make it to the game in his town. This is going to be the end, basically, because they've been showing how much it is, in a way, killing him.
Yep.
To do this. So I think after this, what's going to happen is it's going to be like, okay, he's kind of done. Like he's never going to get back to this place in the tournament or whatever next year or whatever. Yeah. And then he'll end up going into more of the dedicated mentor role for Ray.
Okay.
With basically like, okay, well, I had my time, right?
Yeah, the wholesome part about all this is going to be that the old people in his town are going to receive him with celebration and open arms, and
whether or not he makes it to be able to play in that town.
Yeah, if anything, also there's some subtle stuff about them also probably not being alive, like all of them.
Oh, sure. Because,
he
most
was
of them
a kid.
And
they had that whole banner thing there. And he said, I don't want that to get stained.
Oh, wow.
Now, one of the things I can basically add into there of him not wanting it to stain is basically him not wanting it to waste away unfulfilled.
Right,
basically,
exactly.
It's another picture of him, basically. I left this town with a goal.
Yeah.
And the goal is basically the declaration, the promise that I made is the proof is back at the town. But if I don't come back there and basically go up and tap that spot there and just be like, yeah, I did that, then what was the point of all this?
Right.
Because
all those people that died believing in him, he can't let them down.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they're necessarily
but
dead.
They probably are. If they were that old when he was a kid, like a young guy, then
yeah, I think it's a very cool, subtle thing that they could have in there where they don't have to explicitly say they passed away over the course of the 20 years that I
it's
played.
just maybe when they get back to the town, it's all different faces, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shimada is not even close to Rei's age.
Right.
But he is not Goto's age. So he's somewhere in the middle there. So I am curious to see if they end up having it be a thing where maybe one of them is still alive.
Sure.
And that would have some really cool, wholesome stuff to come from that.
Yeah.
Did you really like the Soya kind of character analysis that they gave?
Yes,
from
I
him?
loved that. Because on the one hand, it gives the aspect of like what someone, if you ever get to the point where someone is that good, right, where they're sort of the undisputed champion,
right,
then it would absolutely seem like a, tortoise and hare, and then just the bird flying up there, and it's like, not understanding how exactly they do what they do,
right?
But clearly they aren't slacking off because they're staying up there, right? And then the whole idea of the camaraderie that they share even while they are opponents, and Soya being like, I'll take it from here,
yeah, that was really good.
That was awesome. Soya, they have set up to be very much like the Kudere type, or from what we've seen so far. So getting that little bit was I appreciated that a lot, because again, because they haven't done as much with him, it means more. Whereas like the chairman, for instance, if he had said something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. All right, he's a good guy,
Right. The chairman, in a lot of ways, I would say is just aware enough of others in order to not come across as a complete jerk, and he's also just self-aware enough that he wait, did I say self-aware twice just there?
Well, no, self-aware enough.
Basically, that in this case, he's self-aware enough that he's like, yeah, I understand I can be a little bit crazy like this, so I give people their space when they want to have their space.
Yes. Yeah.
If anything, he's kind of just this random sea captain, crazy guy that comes in. He's like, "Arr! Here we go into the storm. Oh, no one's following me. Okay, well, into the storm
I'll
anyway.
catch some good fish." Yeah,
exactly.
One of the things that I also liked was how they dropped the idea of where Soya lives and stuff, because there was a part of me that was wondering, because they went into detail on that, and there was a part of me that was wondering, like, oh, is Rei gonna like go with them to like, I don't know, escort Shimada or escort the chairman guy. But the fact that they said that, it's almost like they're saying like, there's going to come a point where, Rei's going to be in a situation where maybe he's at Soya's house.
Well,
like,
do you remember that part where Soya and him actually encountered each other at the little pond?
Yeah,
That looked exactly like the place that I almost call him the captain. Wow, the chairman described. Did you notice that?
And that's probably why he was hanging out there.
Well, I was gonna say, do we know where that was back then a few episodes ago?
No. Well, like, are you saying you think it might have been
actually his place, for all we know?
Potentially. And even if it isn't, I think it still serves the same purpose.
Sure.
That basically it's like, it's either his place, which is like, oh, okay, that's
Or just reminds him of his place.
Or it reminds him of his place, and he's basically centering himself before he goes to play the match.
It was a random scene, though, that upon, like, further thought of the meta kind of analysis of why they would have that scene back a few episodes ago, it probably was them basically saying, oh, we're going to foreshadow, like, all of Soya's, like, characterization in, like, a few seconds.
Sure.
And you're not going to understand it out of context. But when you go back and watch this with context, you're going to be like,
right.
What? So I kind of want to go back now and rewatch that scene just to see if there's anything that connects back to what we got here.
Sure. And that scene also, I feel like, serves the purpose of establishing the connection between Rei and Soya, not just in personalities, but also in just proximity. Because if they're like, if this theoretically does have something happen where Rei ends up being able to just say face Soya in a match, ideally we would want them to have met prior to that. That way, there's more of a connection for the match itself.
Possibly, yeah. I just feel like we're a ways away from them actually
so
facing
far,
each other in a match.
So far off.
Like, quite a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my only other big thing this episode that I thought was I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool was basically that Rei just kind of sticks with Shimada from beginning to end in this episode.
Yeah.
And there's something, I mean, misery loves company, right?
Sure.
But Rei isn't shown to be in a constant state of pain.
Right.
So one of the things that I feel like Shimada might be not even intentionally or at all even thinking about, but by him being free to, because the pain is genuine and it's real and it's very, it's a lot, by him showing that pain to Rei is, I think, subconsciously absorbing basically the freedom to, when he's around people that care about him, way more, no offense to Rei, way more than Rei would care about Shimada.
Yep.
Basically how the Kawamotos care about him, to be real with how much pain he is experiencing or has experienced, and not try and hold that back for the sake of XYZ.
Right.
I think that's probably like one of the biggest things I can like infer from this that doesn't need to be brought out, but I want it to be extrapolated from this. Right.
Rei caring about Shimada helps him on his own healing process because he notices when people are in pain. Like even, with Kawamoto's, Shimada, Kyoko, everyone, he notices.
Yep.
And this is him, helping out, right? Because before, like, there have been times where Rei noticed that people were in pain, and he almost felt like, should I do anything? Like almost like he didn't have a place helping.
Right.
So it's really cool to see that he not just that he felt like he had a place to help Shimada here, but that there was almost no question about it to him, because that helps show how much he's grown as a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, good episode.
Solid episode. I loved the little funny part with Smith? Shimada freaking out about the moves that he was actually wrong about.
Waking up in the middle of the night.
Like no! He would have checkmated me by lunch, And yes, the part with Smith freaking out about his cat sitter or whoever that was. Yeah. Specifically someone watching over his cat, and the cat like becoming more attached to them than to him. And Rei's confusion of like, wait, is that
his girlfriend or what? Yeah. Yep.
I love this this minor miscommunication humor that will happen where either the chairman is being too blunt with something and Rei's like, chairman, please stop, and that's a form of miscommunication humor because in one level the chairman doesn't really care that much about whether or not it's being taken that way. But it's also something where he probably doesn't know 100% that it could be taken that extent of the way. Like he's not that self-aware in that regard. To contradict my previous thing a little bit, he is a little self-aware, but he's not that self-aware.
Right. He very much lives in his own world. Yeah. Hence, still being in fishing gear when he arrives at the shogi hall.
Constantly at max volume and at the lowest filter possible, except for maybe when he's presenting his cream of the crop players to a bunch of shogi people, journalists, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, good stuff. Looking forward to seeing how this season wraps up because we are coming up closer and closer to the end of season 1.
Still a lot of episodes left.
There's still quite a few. I mean, like they have 3 matches minimum, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 4 matches. Then they could go on.
Although I think at this point, if the next one Shimada loses, it's over because it's 4 out of 7.
Okay.
So he needs to win at least 2 matches to make it to the 6th one, so that way. Yeah.
I haven't been really trying to keep track of exactly how the tournament works because they seem to be having it.
It sort of does whatever it needs to do for the sake of the story. Yeah. Right. It's right. So the shogi stuff
wasn't Goto's match as a part of the tournament too?
Yeah. But this is the finals of the tournament.
Right. So he's faced Soya 0 times thus far. Shimada hasn't fought Soya thus far, right?
No, this is this is the fourth match.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all, I'm really
sure
excited.
anyways,
I'm really excited for
certainly said that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for more of this, and specifically how Ray is going to grow throughout this. So yeah, if you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. Any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or just hang out in general and chat about whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.